Question 6, two aircraft leave Bangkok at the same time. One flies 1,800 kilometers on a bearing of 65 degrees to Hong Kong. The other flies 1,500 kilometers on a bearing of 335 degrees to Dhaka. So we can see those things already illustrated for us, right? The question tells us that Hong Kong is H, Bangkok is B, Dhaka is D, right? And then also we can see that the bearing of 65 degrees to Hong Kong, there it is, there's the angle, right? The only thing that we would need to do is label this side 1,800 kilometers, right? Then the other sentence, the other plane flies from the same location, 1,500 kilometers on a bearing of 335 degrees to Dhaka. So there's the 335 degrees from Bangkok to Dhaka, pointing to Dhaka, right? Pointing to Dhaka. So the only thing that is left for us to do is to label that 1,500 kilometers, right? But the angles for the bearings are labeled for us. On the diagram below, we can see the positions of Hong Kong, Bangkok, and Dhaka. Yep, and triangles, and the triangle. Yep, good. So then it says, show that HBD is 90 degrees. Now, HBD is this complete angle here in that triangle. And so we already know that part of it is 65, and so we really just need to find out what this part is. Just need to find out what that part is. Yeah. So, I mean, ultimately, we really just need to know, is there some way that we might be able to come up with that angle? And the thing is, we have some angle information already. Essentially, this sliver of an angle that we need is the remaining part out of 360 from the 335, right? So really what we can do is 360, which is a complete turn around point B, Bangkok, minus 335, which is that whole distance around, and then we're going to get that remaining bit. When we do that subtraction, we end up with 25 degrees. Because we end up with 25 degrees, 25 plus the remaining 65 in all of angle HBD, right, is going to be 90. So that's how I show that the angle is 90, is sort of noticing those things. Now, whether you were able to do that question or not, it's good to have it because we know now that that's a right angle triangle. And so in the next question, find the distance from Hong Kong to Dhaka. I'm looking for this distance. I know it's a right angle triangle, so I can really just use Pythagorean theorem, right? So the distance from Hong Kong to Dhaka squared, that's the hypotenuse because it's opposite the 90-degree angle. 1,500 squared plus 1,800 squared. And basically, when you simplify that, right, we're going to just calculate all of that and then square root it, and you should have gotten 2,343.1 kilometers. There we go. Sorry about that. It says find the bearing of Hong Kong from Dhaka. The bearing of Hong Kong from Dhaka. So actually, it's better maybe for us to start the question with the screen like that so we can sort of see. If we're looking at Hong Kong, right, the bearing is from Dhaka, then the rotation is at point D. And that'll be from north, looking all the way around to the line that connects D and H. Right? I'm looking this way at Hong Kong, right? But it's from Dhaka. So, I mean, there's a couple of ways that we could look at this. First thing is that we might need to sort of subtract away parts of the angle. So what I'm seeing is a straight line angle here, right? And then I've got this portion there. I've got this portion of the angle there. And then I've got the sort of angle that, what's it called? The bearing angle in blue, right? Now, the angle in red, we already concluded down here was 25 degrees. And because the north line, this north line here, is parallel to this north line here, right? They both point north. Then I kind of have an alternate angle, and I know that that's 25 degrees. So I've already got that angle because of its relationship with the other 25-degree angle. So really what I need to do is I need to find the angle that's inside of that triangle. And so I can use tangent theta equals opposite over adjacent, right? Because of SOHCAHTOA. And that's going to be equal to 1800, because that's going to be the opposite side for that angle, over 1500. I'm going to do tangent inverse of 1800 over 1500 equals theta, right? Theta ends up being 50.2 degrees. And then ultimately what I need to do is I need to take 180 minus the 50.2 minus the 25. If I go back up to the diagram, right? Again, like I said, I've got that straight line angle there. And if I subtract away the 25 and I subtract away the 50.2, then I will get that bearing that I was looking for. And when I do that, I'm going to get 104.8 degrees.